me, keep a 20 on me, case emergency. Ain't no cap in my rap. Real, I know it's the trap. More profit mean extra. Emerald white off full of pressure. That cereal milk smoking right. But that Obama rant some special. Kansas City, I'm a chief. Shout out to K5 on this one. Country thinking I was hustling. I don't way you had it on me. Booming like OJ the juice. Till a nigga told on me. From now on it's relentless. Ain't no love, we ain't friendly. If she want me on him. No the law, she get the business. No the law, still the motto. Empire.
Hello. Welcome in. This is Birds of a Feather Podcast with your boy Q City.
Your boy Taj Bravado.
I didn't hear a thing.
Well, just introduce yourself, man.
I am the Orange Man.
All right, y'all. We're back again, deep into this NFL schedule, like we talked about last time. We're gonna go through each and every week, give our takes on how we have people winning and losing, and then we're gonna hold ourselves to it. We'll come back during the season, and every Friday we'll go through and see how we did on our preseason picks, and then what's actually happening during the season. So we're gonna hop right into week 3, Thursday night primetime game. Patriots versus Jets. Who y'all got there? I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I had the Patriots on a little bit of a losing streak, but even still, I think the Jets might have that one. I don't see Aaron Rodgers losing to a team that I think might be real bad this year.
I totally agree with that. I don't see the Patriots doing much of anything. It's going to be a switch, not having Belichick there. And it's going to take them a while to get used to whatever it is they have. And I don't think they have that much. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But I think this Thursday night game is going to go to the Jets. And I'll have a surprise for you when we get to week 4 about the Jets, because I have a feeling about that. But that's not now. As for now, I got the Jets beating the Patriots.
Yeah, I got the Jets handling the Patriots pretty easy. No contest.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a you tune in because it's Thursday night football, and by midway through you done found something else to.
It's going to follow it's going to follow pretty much what most Thursday night games be, and that's borderline unwatchable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's not wrong. All right, so then we head to Sunday early window. We got some good games. So big slate, like we had talked about last time, it kind of felt like they were punting on the early window. This early window is not bad. You got Bears, Colts, Texans, Vikings, Eagles, Saints. I would say I think the Bears get a win here. I think the Vikings will be like middle of the road this year, but I think I had the Texans at 1-1 at this point, so I got them winning versus the Vikings. And then I think the Eagles are going to be all over the Saints, especially early in the season, even though they're playing in New Orleans. So I know I kind of went crazy there, but I'm taking 3 road teams right there.
I'm going to go with my team, my upset team of the year for next year, Indianapolis Colts. I think they're going to take care of the Bears, and it's going to be the first week that you're going to see what could be an MVP season for the Colts quarterback. So I'm taking the Colts. I'm taking the Colts in that one. Houston, Texas is going to be all over Minnesota, but that's another team that's got a surprise coming to them. And I am taking the Eagles over the Saints because I just don't see. Even though I'm not convinced in the Eagles, I'm even less convinced in the Saints. So that's the way I see those 3.
So I have I'm gonna take the Colts over the Bears. I'm gonna take the Texans over the Vikings, and Eagles is gonna do the Saints dirty because I want the Saints. I want nothing but the worst for the Saints. So.
I do real life hater stuff. And I really gotta watch myself not to pick them 0-16, but it's hard. 0-17, but it's hard, man. It's hard. That hater in me is deep. But so then we got we got 4 more games, but Chargers, Steelers, Broncos, Bucks, Green Bay Titans. When I look at that one, the Steelers are good to win a game they're not supposed to win. But even still, I think I got I'll take the Steelers in that one because they'll win a game they're not supposed to. The Broncos and Bucks, I think the Bucks get a win here, and then Green Bay at Tennessee. We just had this conversation at church. I think Tennessee is going to be terrible, and I'm still. You was right there, or you know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
standing on the business of that. I think they're going to be bad, and so Green Bay. I think they're all over Tennessee this in week 3.
Well, for me, this first game, Los Angeles Chargers against the Pittsburgh Steelers, this will be Russell Wilson's last game. He is going to stink so bad that by next week, by week 4, that he won't be the starting quarterback. The Chargers will take this one. I got Tampa Bay over Denver because I just don't see where Denver's going to find the offense. Green Bay and Tennessee, like you were saying, like you were talking to the guy on Sunday, I just think Tennessee is going to be real bad this year, and people here in Tennessee that have fooled themselves into being typical hometowners are going to be really sad because they don't have Derrick Henry. I don't think Will Levis is going to blossom out like everybody thinks he's going to. So I say Green Bay is going to take care of Tennessee.
So was it only 2 games, or did I miss one? I have a technical
Steelers,
difficulty.
Broncos, Bucks, Green Bay, Tennessee.
Okay, I missed the Broncos bus. Okay, yeah, I like the Titans a lot more than everyone else does, but the Packers is gonna do them dirty this week. Yeah, I just don't see it. The Chargers, Steelers. I'm going to go with the Steelers. I think they'll win in spite of quarterback play. And then Broncos are going to be a bad team. As to recant what happened last week, they suck.
So just to delve 2 points into these 3 games, I kind of agree with you that it will be Russell Wilson's last game. I still pick the Steelers to win because I don't. I think there's a possibility might not make it through this game, and Justin Fields provides a spark, halftime or late in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly believe Russell Wilson, and I hate it because I believe he was on the trajectory to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. I don't know how that still looks now, but like he fell off that cliff, that proverbial cliff. He is off the deep end of that bad boy, and I just know as a team when you're in the quarterback wilderness, you search for that life raft any way you can. We did last year, right? And that's why when you talk about homers, y'all ain't been listening to this podcast enough because we true Falcons fans. And all last year, we was saying like, bro, we ain't got it. You know what I'm saying?
We try to be optimistic, but sometimes optimism rears its ugly head. So.
And so I feel like you said, you fool yourself into believing what you like. People act like Will Levis didn't start like 6-7 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he had that coming out game versus the Falcons. He played a lot of football last year.
Yeah.
So I just you see what you're getting, and I don't think you're getting much. And like I was saying to the guy, you got a new offensive coordinator. There's a great chance that if things start to go sideways in the middle of the season, he's just like, hey, we could punt on this. I don't have any attachment to this guy. I can go get my own guy. Yeah, no, I'm fully in agreement. I don't think Tennessee is going to be it. Closing out the early.
Right.
And what's all right? Put a number on it. What's all right?
I think about 7 wins.
I'm gonna clip that when they got 1 overall pick.
Clip it.
And we're in Green Bay. When we're in Green Bay and Tennessee's
Drinks on you.
Yeah. All right. Closing out the early window, we got New York and Cleveland. Orange man, holla at me with that one, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Cleveland is going to beat the full force of the dog pound on the Giants there.
I agree. Cleveland's defense is something else. When the defense is in Cleveland, they play lights out. I don't know what happens when they go to an away field, but they just get lost with the defense they have, and even and Deshaun. One of the things that Deshaun Watson, I hope that he learned from last year, is when he saw what Joe Flacco was able to do. It's like, Deshaun, you don't have to throw for 500 yards and have 6 touchdowns. You just have to play good, smart football. You don't have to be spectacular. Just be good. And I think with the Browns defense at home and good play from Deshaun, I don't think that this is going to be a close game. The Giants might make it respectable by getting 2 garbage touchdowns in the fourth quarter, but I don't think the game's really going to be close. Cleveland's going to be all over that.
Yeah.
What you thinking, Ty?
I agree. It's going. It's gonna be one of the old school beatings though, where like your grandma tell you go out there and get a switch, and you come up with the wrong one, so they go out there and get it themselves. It's gonna be like that.
No,
I've been through that. Yes.
I don't think the Giants. I think I got them on a little losing streak right now, so I might need to take some heat on that. I'm gonna surprise y'all with this one. So we get into the late window. We got 5 games. Panthers, Raiders, Dolphins, Seahawks, Lions, Cardinals. So I got the Lions over the Cardinals. I got the Dolphins. No, I got the Seahawks over the Dolphins just because Miami's traveling to Seattle. And then I got the Panthers beating the Raiders in Las Vegas.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think at this point in the season, I have them 2-1.
Wow. I have little faith in the Panthers offense, and whether or not quarterback's going to wake up under the new coach, I don't know. I don't think that at this stage of the game is going to be much hope for the Panthers. On the other side, I don't have that much confidence in the Las Vegas Raiders either. But I do have more confidence in the Raiders than I do in the Panthers. So I'm going to take the Raiders at home in that one. Miami traveling to Seattle. I know the game is away, and I really think that these first 3 or 4 weeks, Miami is going to want to prove something this year, and I think they're gonna take care of Seattle, and then in my first upset of the year, major upset, Detroit going to Arizona, and they're going to stumble. I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals to pull the plug on the Detroit Lions for that game in my first major upset of the year.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna go. If Mike McDonald can bring the defense from Baltimore, like the same style of defense, to Seattle, it could be some good things versus that Dolphin offense because they stopped a lot of high power offenses. So I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. Raiders, Panthers. I like the Raiders, but I think the Panthers will be a much better team than they were last year. But I'm not sure if the record will reflect that. So I'm gonna go Raiders. And then the Cardinals are gonna be a well coached team, but I don't think they can beat the Lions. The Lions are gonna be too much for them.
Now, just a point that I would like to bring out. Do y'all think Justin Fields played to his strengths last year?
You said say that one more time. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I didn't hear you. I can't hear you at all.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do y'all feel like Justin Fields played to his strengths in that offense last year?
I
In the Bears
I don't think
offense?
in the Bears offense you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
See, the problem Justin had in Chicago, I felt was as much his coaches as it was himself. Now, I have some friends that live up there, and they were talking about how he wasn't what's the word I want? He wasn't doing what he was. I mean, Justin Fields wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. Like the coach wanted one thing, and Justin was like, "No, I'm going to do this," which you can do if you're a Pro Bowl quarterback, been in the league a gazillion years, et cetera, et cetera. But it got to a point. It was so bad that he had developed almost a hard-headed attitude. Like, I'm going to do it my way. I don't care what you say. You meaning the coach. I don't care what you say or want me to do. I'm going to do it my way. And that was frightening for me when I heard about that, because I hadn't heard that before, talking about Justin Fields. So I I don't know. I just don't know.
So everything out of Raiders camp right now is saying that they are struggling at the quarterback position, grasping and executing this offense. Luke Getzey is the same offensive coordinator.
I don't hear or see Todd at all.
His internet just went out.
Okay.
All right, let me see if he can. Let me see if he's going to get back on.
Okay. But we have all kinds of issues tonight.
I'm saying we should have recorded Friday. I'm on his behind about that, man. Because one of the things I was real serious about this year was if we're gonna take our podcast to another level, we gotta be consistent.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna watch the game on the side over here. 67-46. They up by 20. I'm gonna have to edit this whole part out. It's all good. Let's see. He might need another link. Let's see if he needs another link. Nope.
I see his name. I don't see him yet.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yay. We back. We
We back.
live, baby.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. And then ain't letting us be great today.
All right. All right. So the point I was going to get across is everything that's been coming out of Raiders camp is the fact that these guys are really struggling to grasp and execute the offense in the same offensive coordinator. Like you said, it was as much on the coach as it was on Justin. Maybe not as much, but Luke Getzey is the offensive coordinator. And Antonio Pierce isn't going to have a hand in that offense. That's not his forte. So the offensive coordinator is going to run the show. I have almost no faith in Aiden O'Connell, who played a bunch of games last year. And then Minshew is decent, but you're going from Shane Steichen, who we saw the drop off when he left the Eagles, and what he was able to do with Richardson and Minshew there, to Luke Getzey, who has struggled pretty much with every quarterback he's had, and has had a different play style than Minshew. So I think the Raiders sneaky might be in it for a 5-win season.
I can see that. Because I do know that just watching some of the Chicago Bears pressers, that the players were having issues. Like a couple of them even called the OC out, like DJ Moore,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the players are very passive. So, but I also think that a contributing factor to the Bears' lack of offense is Yeah, they had DJ Moore, but he ain't no Devontae Adams. I don't think they had another playmaker on the offense the caliber of a Brock Bowers. The running game wasn't all that great. I think the
Mm-hmm.
Raiders have a good old line. So I think the tools around might be better, but the quarterback play, I don't really know what to think of Justin Field. I don't think he sees the field. I don't think he sees the field that well. So that probably could have contributed too. Because sometimes when you are OC and you get the quarterback forced on you probably can't really run the offense because maybe Field's limitations kind of hold back what you could actually call.
No, I agree there. I agree there.
But to put a cap on the whole Justin Fields thing, he's in Pittsburgh and he's under Coach Mike Tomlin, who is one of the best coaches in the league. And the attitude that I heard that Justin Fields had in Chicago will not fly in Pittsburgh. You don't come in and tell Mike Tomlin, no, I'm gonna do it this way. So I do believe that Justin Fields is intelligent enough to realize that he's under an excellent coach, and he better listen and learn and act accordingly. And I think he will. I wish he wouldn't because it's Pittsburgh and they're in my division. That's what I think about Justin and Pittsburgh.
It pains me to say, but I think the way that Justin's trending, I think he might end up playing a different position at some point if he wants to play football.
But I truly think that, and I haven't heard this from any of my Pittsburgh friends. Yes, I'm a Browns fan, and I do have Steeler friends, but I do think that Tomlin has the inclination to want to use Justin Fields, who was the guy that they had slash. He was a quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and I think that he wants to use Justin in that way so that he can have both a running back and a wide receiver and a quarterback all in the same person to give his offense even a little bit more than it has right now. So yeah, I do believe that they're going to try to put him in a position to be, at least for certain plays, not necessarily to move him or remove him as quarterback. I think that they want to use him like that slash type player.
I could see it happening maybe at the beginning part of the season, but I think they're going to get. I think stick a Russell, and then at that point, you're not going to put your quarterback in harm's way.
I agree with that too. Yes, I think that will happen. Yes.
So rounding out the late window, we got Ravens Cowboys. That's going to be a good one, and then Niners Rams for the first time in the season. That's a real good one. So I think I'm going to take Lamar here, and I'm going to take the Rams over the Niners early in the season because Kyle usually gets the Rams late.
I agree with you. I like the Ravens over the Cowboys. I'd love for the Cowboys to upset them, but I don't think that's going to happen. And with the Niners and the Rams, I'm taking the Rams because there is a thing about the team that loses the Super Bowl, and something always happens to that team the following year, whether it's a serious injury or somebody's play just drops rates. Some weird thing happens. Something always happens to the team that lose, except for the New England Patriots. They were the only team that lost and then came back the next year in the modern era. But I think the Niners are gonna fall into that. They're not going to be. I don't want to call them a juggernaut because they weren't blowing people away, but they were consistent. And I just don't think they're going to be that consistent this year. I think the Rams are going to take this one. It is at home for the Rams. I think the Rams will take care of the Niners.
I'm going to go Ravens over the Cowboys, and I like the Rams. And given this is probably this week 3 of the season, I still think they're going to be going through an adjustment period on defense because, like, what does this defense look like without Aaron Donald on it? And are they going to be able to stop
so
this 49er offense?
Mm-hmm.
Because this 49ers, this Rams defense is going to be very young. So I'm not sure that they're going to have what you need to stop them yet, especially when you're bringing in a new defensive coordinator as well. So you got a young defense with a new defensive coordinator and relatively unproven talent. Yeah, the offense is going to do its thing, but I mean, the Niners got dogs on defense, so it's going to be tough. So just for that reason alone, I'm going to take the Niners. I think if the Rams do get them, it'll probably be later on in the season once they get a little, once they gel a little more.
Pretty solid reasoning there. So the late game, Sunday night football, return to prime time. We got the Chiefs at the Falcons coming down to the Mercedes-Benz Georgia Dome. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think depending on what kind of offensive showing we have the first 2 weeks, I can see this being an offensive showcase for the Falcons, and I can also see them losing by 10 points still. I don't think under any circumstances the Chiefs lose this game.
I'd be inclined to agree with you. I think the Falcons are going to surprise some people this year, and they may even surprise the Chiefs in the first half. But come second half, the Chiefs will get the smelling salts and they'll wake up and come back. I do think that it'll be a second half comeback, and I take the Chiefs to beat the Falcons.
Now, I don't like the position that y'all put me in. I don't like it at all. But I'm going to be logical and just say that I think the Falcons will probably lose, but I'm not so sure this is going to be the offensive game that people would think. I think this game may be more of a defensive struggle.
I don't see it. The Chiefs seem like they're going back to their roots.
Yeah, but I just see this game being like maybe 17-10.
No way. No way. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see the Falcons scoring below 17 this year too many times.
The Chiefs are by all means an elite defense. Yeah, they lost the corner, but I mean they're gonna find a way because they are blitz heavy. Like they gonna send pressure, and then with Kirk coming off this Achilles, we're not really. This gonna be the best defense he's gonna see in the early side of games. Like the Eagles, yeah, they're good, but they're not the Chiefs. The Chiefs play a very explosive brand of defense. They're going to be in your face. They're going to send pressure from everywhere. And with Kirk not being as mobile as you would like, it could be problematic for him in this game. I do think that our defense is going to be predicated on not allowing the big play. So for that reason alone, I don't think it'll be the offensive showcase that most people think. Yes, the Chiefs got a lot of speed between Hollywood and Xavier Worthy, but I think they're going to be prepared for that when you have a safety the caliber of a Jesse Bates and a corner the caliber of AJ Terrell. I expect I'm gonna stick to my guns. Just 17-10. It's going to be I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game at all. Like if the over under was set anywhere in the 30s, I'm taking under.
No, I had it at like 34-24 type vibe.
No, I'm talking about 30-something total. If it's 30-something total, I'm taking under.
That's crazy. We can make a little side on that. So then to wrap up week 3, we got Jags at Bills, Commanders at Bengals. I'm a little weary about Joe Burrow. I actually think this is Trevor's comeback season, but he's still going to finish second in the division.
He better have a comeback season after getting paid all that money.
I mean, yeah, but you had to pay him. We can get into that fiscal responsibility conversation a little later. Going up to Buffalo is a hard task, and so I got the Bills winning that one.
Yeah, but it's
The
easier
Bengals
in
scare
September
me,
than it
and
is in
I
November and
might
December.
use that what?
I said it's a lot easier to do it in September though.
I mean, yeah, but it's still a lot of travel. It's East Coast, so you're not skipping time zones or anything.
Yeah,
But
you're
I,
not losing no
you know,
time.
I throw Josh Allen or Trevor Lawrence, and both teams are going to be ravaged by these contracts. Even though Trevor's contract is a little bit team friendly, especially this year. I'll take the Bills in this one. I'm leaning toward the Commanders this game versus the Bengals. Yeah, yeah. Here's okay. So here's why. I think at this point
Yeah, I agree with you.
I had the Bengals 1-1, right? They usually start slow. Um, I think Jaden Daniels is due for a wow game at this point in time. He beat. I got the Commanders 1-1 at this point in time. It's a prime time game. They beat the Giants. They got beat really bad by a different team because I chose them over the Giants, and they got beat real bad by a different team. I think they'll beat the Bengals. So I'm taking Buffalo and Washington.
Jacksonville and Buffalo. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. Um, and I just don't think Jacksonville's got enough to keep up with Buffalo. I see this being like a 35-31, 38, 31-28 back and forth battle. I just don't think Jacksonville has the guns to keep up with Buffalo. And then the second game, and this whole doubleheader on Monday night, I don't understand that, but that's another story.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I think that Joe Burrow's is gonna want to show what he can do. He's been limited by injuries and not being able to play. I think he wants to show what he can do, and I think he's going to do it this week because week 3 you start to see teams get past that preseason feel. Weeks 1 and 2, because most of these teams their starters won't play at all in the preseason. Um, Albeit they may be
Which
in
is
for like 4 plays or
it's a
eight
bad
plays or whatnot.
practice.
So it's you don't get to see what a team can possibly do. I say can possibly, you know what I mean, uh, until week 3 because they're getting that preseason thing out of their system. And I think that Joe Burrows is gonna want to show what he can do, and I think this is the game that he gets to do it on national TV. So I'm taking the Bills in the first game and the Bengals in the second game.
All right, so Jaguars Bills. I'm going to take the Jags. Now I think the Jaguars probably got more weapons than people are willing to believe. I think they have more. I think they have better weapons than the Bills do. And I'll even go as far as to say that what's his name, Brian Thomas Jr. He going off on the Bills. Um, and maybe even a little bit of what's the dude that came over from the Bills? The receiver. His name's escaped me, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a solid game too. But I think this is
Gabe
probably where. Hmm? Yeah, Gabe Davis.
Gabe
Yeah,
Davis.
Gabe Davis. Yeah, Gabe Davis. Yeah, I suspect that he has a game too. But I think this is going to be the game that Trevor Lawrence enters his name into the conversation of the Mahomes and the Allens.
Oh.
Maybe not exactly, maybe not exactly with them, but he probably starts to finally have his ascension because thus far he hasn't really showed me much, especially not to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. But I think this is the game to where he's going to show people, all right, I got it. Because what is this, year 4 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is year 4. So this is year 4. I think the just like in his whole time that he hasn't had a true deep threat like the one that Brian Thomas gives him. So I think he's going to be the piece that kind of opens up everything and allows Trevor to like spread the field out a little more.
Did Taj get frozen?
And there goes the internet again. Okay, there it goes. All right. Okay, cut out on me.
All right.
You were saying Taj, he hasn't had a deep threat since, and you got locked out.
Yeah, and his whole time there, he hasn't had a deep threat. So I think Brian Thomas gives him that and really gives them something to really spread the field out. So everything, because they had a whole bunch of slot guys. No one is overly fast, decent route runners, or if they had good route runners, they would drop the ball. Calvin really. But yeah, I'm going to take them. I like the weapons they have on paper at least. And then yeah, I'm going Commanders over the Bengals. I do think that Joe Burrow is going to try to prove himself, but that Commanders defense is going to be fast and physical. You know, as Falcons fans are familiar with that's a Dan Quinn staple. So they gonna be on Burrow. They gonna hit him a lot. So we got to see if he can hold up. But I think this Commanders team is going to be better than people are expecting. I think Jaden Daniels is going to be the rookie of the year. Yeah. So Commanders is who I'm taking in the Jaguars.
All right. I think I'm interested to see how that one plays out because I think that is kind of behind Pat. I think him coming into that Burrow, Allen, Lamar area would be really good for the AFC as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So going into week 4, got a blockbuster to start off Thursday night. I think it's going to be a bad game, but it's a really good draw. You got the Cowboys versus the Giants. Cowboys are going to mock the Giants like bad, and I know the Giants are on a losing streak. I picked them on a losing streak, but it's just a bad matchup. Like the Cowboys have the Giants number. Dak has the Giants number. I got Cowboys big on that one.
Yeah, I'm going along with you there. I don't see the Giants doing much of anything, and I it wouldn't surprise me though if the Cowboys don't do much of anything, and it's one of those interdivision rivalry battle, low scoring, not fun to watch games. Now I like defense. I got no problem with 6-3, but I think that this game here is going. The Cowboys have just got way much more on both sides of the ball, and the Giants just don't have anything to answer.
Yeah, Cowboys. They're going to handle the Giants pretty easily. I'm really not. I'm going to even go a step further. This game might be the end of the Daniel Jones. This might be Daniel Jones' last game as a starter for the Giants.
Yeah, I could see that happening too.
For this year, so what you think they put?
I can just barely hear you, Q.
I was saying, what y'all think? They put the Italian guy back in?
Nah, they're gonna put in Drew Lock.
Ooh,
Because supposedly they're competing for the job.
that's an awkward situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
So going into the early window, we got Bengals Panthers, Rams Bears, Vikings Packers. Right? I think the Bengals are just going to destroy the Panthers on the road. First year coordinators that come from that team usually are going to get dogged, and he came from the Bengals. I think that's just going to be it. Or no. Callahan went to the Titans. I'm thinking of somebody else. But even still, I think the Bengals are going to destroy the Panthers. I got the Rams having a big win last week versus the Niners. I think the Bears get them this week. You're in Chicago. I think they have the opportunity to get them. And I'm really high on the Packers this year. This is the game I think is a trip up. I think the Packers lose to the Vikings in week 4. They're at 2-2. Then they're about to go on a ridiculous run.
I think the Bengals handle or manhandle, mishandle, abuse the Carolina Panthers. That shouldn't be pretty at all. I think the Rams take care of the Bears. I think it'll be close, but I still don't think the Bears are at a point where they're going to be able to. And I do realize the Rams don't have the big dog anymore, but I just don't see. I haven't heard, and it's so difficult to tell in OTAs and training camp and all this kind of stuff that goes on in the summer. I haven't heard what's going on with Caleb. Anything that sounds like he's going to be the next Joe Montana or Patrick Mahomes or anything like that. So I'm going with the Rams over the Bears, and then Minnesota. They're one of those dog teams, and Green Bay is going to handle them with no problem. No problem at all.
Um, yeah, I agree. The Panthers are going to get abused. It's basically going to be like a stepchild, and mom's gone.
It's terrible. We ain't never gonna get monetized, bro.
Uh, let's see the other game. Vikings, Packers, well, Rams, Bears. I just think the Rams are the better coach team, so I'm just going with the Rams. I'm not so sure what the disparity between the rosters. I think the rosters are relatively close, but I'm going to give the Rams the edge in coaching. And then the last game was the Vikings and Packers, correct? Last game was the Vikings Packers, right?
You still there?
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Packers. Yeah. I think the Packers are gonna have a really good season. Maybe, and Jordan Love might even have an MVP caliber season
Yeah, I
because,
think I
like,
agree. I think
he ended the season as the hottest quarterback by far, in my opinion.
Yeah.
as we continue in that early window, we got Jags Texans, which I think is going to be two really good matchups this year. Steelers Colts, Broncos Jets, Eagles Bucks. Right. So Jags Texans, like I said, I think it's going to be a really good matchup. To me, that's like a coin flip type of game. Just because the Texans are home, I'm gonna take the Texans there. Steelers Colts, I think the Colts just beat up on the Steelers this game. Jets Broncos, Sean Payton is not losing this game under any circumstance. So I got the Broncos there, getting their win of the season, and then Eagles Bucks. I'm gonna take the Eagles there, and I know right now I got the Bucks sitting at either 2-2 or 1-3, but I think they're gonna come on a little later.
Jaguars and Texans. That should be a good game. But I look for the Jags to bounce back and handle the Texans. Although I could be surprised. I could be surprised. But I think the Jags will take the Texans. The Steelers and the Colts. Once again, the Indianapolis Colts are my up and coming team of the year this year, and so I think that they are going to clean the clock there. And this will be Justin Fields' first game as the Steelers quarterback, and he's going to get schooled by Indianapolis. He will improve over the weeks because Tomlin will improve him. But this first one, I feel he's going to get frustrated, and Indy's just going to take that one. Broncos and the Jets. I don't like either team, but I like the Broncos even less than the Jets. I can't say that much good about either team, so I'll just leave it as Jets win. And then the last game in the earlies, Eagles at Tampa Bay. As much as I like Eagles quarterback, and I'm so about the Tampa Bay quarterback because he used to be at Cleveland. I do think Tampa Bay wins this because I wasn't sold on the Eagles last year, and I'm not sold on them right now. I think the Bucs are a better team, and they will show that. If this game were in Philadelphia, I would probably take Philadelphia, but since it's in Tampa, I'm going to go with Tampa.
So I'm going to go. I'm gonna go Jaguars over the Texans. I'm going to take the Steelers over the Colts. I'm going to take the Jets over the Broncos, and I'm going to take the Eagles over the Bucks.
I think you cut out on Jags Texans. Who'd you have there?
I have the Jaguars.
All right, all right. I think that I'm a lone wolf and thinking Sean Payton lose to Hackett, but overall, that's a pretty good early slate. The crown jewel of it, though, is our Super Bowl. Saints at Falcons, right? Our Super Bowl just happens to happen twice a year. They're coming to the Dome. It's your second home game in a row. I think you're going to be coming off a 10-plus point loss that your offense performed well in. I think they dogged the Saints this game. I know I have the Saints like 1-3 right now, but one, I don't think they're that good, and two, I honestly truly believe they're going to beat they're going to beat the Saints up this game. Um, I would not be surprised if this is a 14-point win.
Saints and Falcons?
Yeah.
Falcons. All day long. I don't think I know it's an interdivision game, but I don't see the Falcons having any problem unless they don't wake up, unless they partied all night Saturday night and come in drunk and hungover. I don't see them having any problem with the Saints. So I'm all on Falcons on that one. All on the Falcons.
Well, I mean, y'all don't even need me to say it. Y'all already know what I was going to say. So we can go on to the next one. I wish nothing but the worst for the Saints.
Nah. It just keeps getting bad. As we move into the afternoon slate, we've got 3 games: Washington, Arizona, New England, San Fran, and then Chiefs and Chargers meeting for the first time. So I think that I got the Cardinals beating the Commanders strictly because Cliff's on the Commander side. I think that the Cardinals are going to have a beat defensively on what he likes to do. Kyler and him work hand in hand. His offense isn't going to change too much, and it's a replicable offense with the quarterback that they have. So I think the Cardinals will have a step up there. And sneaky, Gannon influenced that defense a lot last year. So I think the Cardinals are. I think that might be a welcome to the NFL type game for Jaden Daniels after running around for a couple of weeks. I think that might be a come to Jesus moment. The 49ers are just going to blast the Patriots. I don't see that being close. They're traveling cross country. Yeah, that's going to be rough. And then Chiefs at Chargers, first time in the season. I think I had the Chiefs losing the first game. They're on a 2-game win streak right now. I think they will be surprised by how physical and disciplined this new Charger team is under Jim Harbaugh. I want to give it to LA, but like that at LA means nothing because like their home crowd is terrible. So I will still give it to the Chiefs, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers won an Arrowhead.
Commanders and the Cardinals. Um, I think that this will be the first week that the Cardinals show out. Kyler Murray and the wide receiver from Ohio State.
Harrison Jr.
Yes, yes. Um, they only need a center, a quarterback, and a wide receiver. They can leave the other 8 players on the sidelines. I think Arizona's going to handle Washington because I just think Kyler Murray he's going to show out that particular week. So I'm taking Arizona. San Francisco and New England. Do I even need to talk about this? Um, the Niners are a very well coached team. This could easily be a game that the Niners could lose if they weren't as well coached as they are. Shanahan's not going to let them fall asleep to New England. So give me the 49ers. And the Chiefs and the Chargers. The Chargers, I have the Chargers losing week 1, but then I have them winning the next 3 weeks. They're going to start to feel themselves. And I think they will handle the Chargers, even though it is in LA. I think the Chiefs are going to feel it, at least in this particular week. So I'm taking the Chiefs over the Chargers.
Okay, so I got Commanders over the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Chargers over the Chiefs. Let me sit up. I'm taking the Patriots.
Oh, get out of here. Hey, that's why his mic cut out. That's why his mic cut out, bro. Because even his mic was like, I'm not stupid.
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots. In a massive upset, I'm taking the Patriots.
Oh, but hey, you
Wow.
like the gambling line on that one. You're going to love the gambling line on that one. All right, to end out the afternoon slate, we got the Browns and the Raiders. I think O'Connell or Minshew, like I said, I feel like they're really going to struggle. And that's a bad defense to try to get on track with. I think the Browns have that one. I know right now I got the Browns at like 3-1, but like they've had real favorable matchups starting out the season. So I'm taking the Browns.
I thought about going to this game because the Browns are even having a big to do with all their fans, and they're going down to the Raiders game. I think this is where they lose. I think they're flying 3-0. I can't remember the last time Cleveland was 4-0. That's how long ago it's been since they've been 4-0. And I think they're going to go down there a little bit of smelling themselves, and I think the Raiders are going to show them, hey, you in our house. And until they prove to me on a consistent basis that they can win on the road, the Raiders have enough to put them away because the Browns' defense has a tendency to just go to sleep on the road. As much as I hate saying it, I think this is where the Browns take their first loss of the year.
I'm going to disagree. I'm taking the Browns over the Raiders. Like I believe the players believe in Pierce, but I'm not the biggest believer of the Raiders. I think they'll be solid, but I'm not the biggest believer.
Yeah, I'm not either there. Rounding it out with the 3 primetime games, Sunday night and the Monday doubleheader, you got Bills Ravens, which I think is going to be a good one. Titans Dolphins, Seahawks Lions. I have the Ravens beating the Bills strictly to push my Lamar agenda. I feel like he's completely disrespected when talking about the best quarterbacks in the league, considering he's a 2-time MVP. I feel like he's the only one who could really stare Pat in the eyes in terms of regular season accolades. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the guys that they try to put up there haven't really accomplished the same things, you know? So yeah, I got Lamar winning that one. Dolphins Titans. I actually think this is a trap game for the Dolphins, and the Titans have to win a game at some point. I give the Titans this one, and then Seahawks Lions. Seahawks are flying to Detroit. It's middle of the country, so it's only two time zones. Or no. Detroit's Eastern time zone, so you're going over three time zones, and you're playing not on a. Excuse me, you got an extra day of rest, but you're not playing on a Sunday and getting your body in the same groove or rhythm. So I think I got the Lions on that one.
I agree with you that the Ravens are going to take care of the Bills. Um, and this could be another one of those back and forth games because both offenses can score some points. Um, and I do think I agree with you that I think that Lamar wants to prove, although he really doesn't need to prove it during the regular season. His proof needs to fall in the postseason. But I think that I think he'll have enough. Him and the rest of the Ravens will have enough to beat the Bills in the first of the Monday night doubleheader game. Yes, it could be a trap, but the Titans will stink. I will be able to smell that from where I live, and I'm about 40 miles from Nashville. I will be able to smell the Titans on Monday night. And the Dolphins, if the Dolphins lose that game, they should fire the whole team and just start all over and just go get
I
brand new
mean, they
players
lost
just
on
off the
last year.
streets. The Dolphins shouldn't have any problems with that because the Titans, we've talked about it, and they're just not happening this year. And the Seahawks and the Lions, I think the Lions want to bounce back from the loss I gave them last week to make sure that people understand that they are for real and not just the flash in the pan, although you can't say they're really a flash in the pan from the way they played last year. But I think the Lions will take care of the Seahawks in that second Monday night game.
All right, so I'm going to go Bills over Ravens. I'm going to take the Titans over the Dolphins. I think the Titans are a more physical team than the Dolphins are. That's purely it. The Dolphins are faster, sure, but in terms of physicality, I think the Titans win it in the trenches. Um, and then I'm going to take Seattle over the Lions.
So you think? Let me just ask you, Taj. You said that Titans. You think they're going to be more physical even without their coach? You know, because they got the new coach there
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I still think to be physical because the players they have on the lines are just more physical. Because like the Dolphins are predicated on speed and finesse.
Right. Okay.
So I think just the way they're built up front, just because I don't know if the Miami got anyone that could block Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah. Well,
Because like having Tyreek and Jalen Waddle running all these jet motions and all that, it's all cute, but it don't mean that if Tua can't get the ball off.
I mean, that's fact. That's facts.
yeah.
And hey, we ran into that last year, so I can't say that it's not a true thing. All right, y'all. So we were able to get weeks 3 and 4 done. We'll be back next week with weeks 5 and 6. Appreciate you guys. Follow us on all social media platforms: BOAF Media, Birds of a Feather, uh, TikTok, YouTube. Check out the page. Check out the channel. All that will be in the info in the screening. Always make sure to hit the DMs so that we can do city talk. We love to hear from you guys. Bill, do you want to tell them where to find you?
You can find me at the AAFP, and I did have somebody wondering what does AAFP mean? It's the American Association of Football Prognosticators. You can find us at tinyurl.com/AAFP 1969. Everything
And
you want to know about the AAFP is will be right there.
and that'll be in the description too. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening. This has been your boy Q City.
Your boy Taj Bravado.
And the Orange Man.
And we out.
Peace.
Like a chopper. Licking like I hit the lotto. I want a hottie like mulatto. I'm on here and she on Moscato. I'm in them good till tomorrow. I'm a robber for the Neros. Yo, little laws, I'ma put you on payroll. You smell that aroma? Design the air, it's a party, yeah. Papa Corona, she moving her body, she working them heels. Gotta go get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. Only believe half what you telling me. Keep a 20 on me, case emergency. I wake up early every morning. Thank the Lord and get the bag. Hustle hard, get the cash. Stack first, then I'm showing my ass. Gotta go get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. Only believe half what you telling me. Keep a 20 on me, case emergency.
My babies, that's who I grind for. That's who I do it for. Like the Navy, that's who I'm toting that iron for. Keep one in the head like a thought, nigga. Yeah, I fuck with Ty, he a boss, nigga. Foot on their neck, I exhaust, nigga. Niggas cross me, so I cross, nigga. Them stripper was lit last night. 500 what it cost, nigga. Shit was really legit last night. Had them hoes at the house, nigga. Instagram, Snapchat, Triller. What they say about Jay, he a go-getter. Used to have them fat sacks in the grove, nigga. Late nights, early morning, my dough, nigga.
You smell that aroma? Design the air, it's a party, yeah. Papa Corona, she moving her body, she working them heels. Gotta go get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. Only believe half what you telling me. Keep a 20